How's it going, everyone? My name is Sinikle, and welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. So I've taken a bit of a hiatus. Sorry, I haven't really updated all of y'all in quite some time. Some more health issues, of course. I am very unhealthy. Not that type of unhealthy, but like I must be like the only human being that pulls like muscles so often at the most weird of places. But anyways, so I don't exactly remember what happened last time because I think it's been like 3 fucking weeks. I apologize again. But let's just jump right on in, shall we? Let's just get into it. Pig Iron Manor. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Okay, so some of y'all have tried to let me know how to pronounce these names, but I like the way that I pronounce them because I think it's hilarious. And it might infuriate all of you, but again, that kind of brings me joy. So I'm gonna continue fucking that up, alright? Alright. Wink. Alright. At the time, a great railway was being built across the breadth of the continent. Construction was spearheaded by 2 large rail companies, in competition for both prestige and a bigger share of this massive national enterprise. The Union Pacific Railroad Company started building from the east, and the Central Pacific Railroad Company from the west. That's a mouthful. But government bonds alone were not enough to finance the massive undertaking. I even forget what fucking century and year we are in. No, we're in the 1800s. Yes. I forgot the exact year though, but they'll probably they'll let me know later on, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay, acquaintance number 2. You don't even have a name. You just have a title, man. Damn. By the way, there have been some less than pleasant reports about workers dying on the job for the company you chose, Central Pacific. You mean how they're using explosives to blast through the mountains? Making quite a bang, they are. But if this gets to be much bigger of a fix, they're not gonna be able to continue construction. You should at least put your money in the more sure bet of the 2, the Union Pacific. It will cost ya to hire replacement workers, and if they keep kicking the bucket, you are gonna have trouble finding more. He looks a little off to me. Compared to the last 2 doors, or chapters, whatever you want, you know what I mean? Just a little off-putting. What? That's what time does, you know? Time passes, things change like fashion and characteristics and people and... Yeah, anyway. What am I going on? I don't know. I'm rambling! My goodness. And here I thought you all had spines. You think you are gonna run out of workers just because a few ate it? There are so many we don't even know what to do with them all. There's not a chance that well will dry up. There's not a chance that well will dry up. And if by some chance it does, all we have to do is scoop up a ship full of blacks or oh my god! It did not just make me say that. I have to be right back. I have to go scrape my mouth with soap. Literal soap. Be right back. Oh, that soap tasted awful. Oh god, okay. Wow. Alright. That's okay, I can see how everyone maybe doesn't like this chapter. Anywho, I mean, I get it. Back in the early 1800s, still, Damn, I hate that, man. I hate it so much. Okay, just try to push through, man. Hopefully this is a short chapter. Hopefully it's a short one, okay? Hopefully it's short. Right? Right, everyone? Maybe 2 or 3 videos? Right? Please? You won't get anywhere if you spend your time worrying about a few measly laborers. This is an endeavor backed by the entire nation. Their deaths are honorable in service of their country. The biggest loss is not of people's lives, but of time. The longer a project takes, the more money it costs, and the less profit we make. What we seek is rapid progress, even if the methods to obtain it are messy or deadly. They're silent! The other men in the room chuckled uncomfortably at Jacob's distasteful choice of words. Yeah. Do you agree with his way of thinking, Master? Perhaps he does have a point, and that great sacrifice is necessary to accomplish great things. And it is true that tragedy often lies in the shadows of the splendor of great times long past. That did not say great, did it? Why did I add another? I don't know. No, it didn't. Furthermore, the way people see the world changes with the times, so I hesitate to criticize him too severely. Now, as I am sure you have already picked up on, he was an investor who had put money into a railroad company. Yeah, I caught on to that. Thank you very much, darling. He also possessed several crude oil refineries, riding on the world's second wave of industrial development. Good for him. Don't care. The mansion, too, bustled with life in a way it never had before. Dozens of maids, including me, gardeners, chefs, sculptors, artists. At times, we even had writers coming in and out of the house. There was rarely a moment of silence. And yes, I realize I'm not doing the deep voice. I'm still healing. It has nothing to do with my throat. But I just... Shut up. I don't want to do a deep voice right now, okay? Leave me alone. Plus, you probably all don't like the deep voice for the narrator, right? Right? So, anyway. However, I was not terribly fond of the hustle and bustle personally. But please do not get me wrong. I am heartily opposed to the mansion being cheerful. Heartily opposed, It was just... how should I put it? The splendor of the time seemed superficial, heartless. It was as though everyone was being rushed along by some unknown invisible force. Part of it was, I expect, caused by the growing divide between those standing at the top and sitting at the bottom. Or perhaps, the mansion was simply taking after its master. Probably. I mean, he cares about time, right? Because, you know, time is money, basically. I'm getting that Jacob cares about money, and time is money. That's why he cares about time as well. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, he's thinking right now. There's no time to waste. Everything is resting upon the success of this project. Whatever it takes, I will ensure it happens. I need more money and more power. Suddenly, a restrained knock on the door stopped his train of thoughts. From beyond the door came a woman's voice, gentle as a soft spring breeze. Pardon me, I have made some tea. May I offer anyone a cup? Okay. When the door opened, in it stood a beautiful woman with pure white hair. It was indeed her. Are you surprised? Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm starting to catch on to things here. Or did you anticipate her appearance? Though she was not the same age and dressed differently, the white-haired girl, whom you saw fall into the hands of misfortune in the era of roses and the era of the beast, was also present in this era of innovation. Furthermore, she was Jacob's wife. Oh! Okay. T, I don't recall asking for that. When were you asked to make it? I wasn't. I had these leaves with the most wonderful aroma, and I thought you might enjoy. Shut your trap and know your place. What do you think we have all these maids for? How dare you, sir? The acquaintance. Hey now. No need to treat your lady like that. She was just trying to be courteous. These are my personal affairs. Please keep your comments to yourself. His friends were unsure how to react, but ultimately nobody stepped up to stop Jacob. They merely shrugged, tossing glances at one another. Jacob stomped over to the white-haired girl. He then grabbed her by the arm and dragged her from the den. Okay. Just dragging her along. What the hell do you think you're doing? I've told you time and again to stay away from that room unless absolutely necessary. I'm sorry, but, I made tea and... Shut up about the tea already. You think we're having tea parties in there like a bunch of prissy nobles? I'm sorry. If you really feel so bad, don't go in there in the first place. Get the hell back to your room. I meant no harm. It's just, I'm your wife. I thought it would be nice if I could do something. Like I've told you, that's not your job. Don't show yourself in front of the other men. I have nothing else to say to you. Got it? Now scram. Suckers alive. First them, now you. It's driving me up the wall. What is it? I told you to get out of here. Right, but, What? When will you spend time with me next? It has been some time since we last went out together. But we don't even have to go out. Just having dinner together would. How many times are you gonna make me repeat myself, you worthless tramp? Are those ears only for show? Go back to your goddamn room. My apologies. Okay, I really hate this son of a bitch right now. Please tell me he dies. Please. Ugh. Looking utterly downtrodden, the white-haired girl made her departure. Such a piteous sight she was. As he watched her go, Jacob merely snorted. Just thinking about the way he behaved then angers me. I have little fondness for men who do not treat their spouses with respect. Me too, girl. Me too. So as you can see, the white-haired girl was in hardly a joyous situation. She was devoted to Jacob and tried to do whatever she could for him, but he not only brushed her aside, he did so in an insulting, deliberately hurtful manner. They were far from picturesque partners. Do you wonder then, master, why she married him? The answer to that question will come to light in time. She was forced to, or an arranged marriage. I don't know if they still did. Did they still do those in the early 1800s? I don't think so, right? Maybe they did. Where are we even? They mentioned Pacific, so Wait. That's far off from where we were last time, wasn't it? Isn't it? No. Yes, no. I'm confused. For now, let us follow her. Oh, okay, good. Good. Follow her, not... Let's stay away from that ill-mannered man. That piece of Shit. Looking down dejectedly at the undrunken tea, the white-haired girl walked alone down the corridor. Though its calming scent filled the air, there was nobody around to have their heart warmed by it. Nor was there anyone to alleviate her loneliness. Despite being the master's wife, the maids who crossed her path in the halls said nary a word to her. Rude. As a matter of fact, they're abusing her. God damn it. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this chapter, this door. I'm again, I hope it's a short one. It fucking better be. God damn it. Oh dear, I beg your pardon, madam. It's fine. One even bumped into her, stifling a laugh as she trotted off. In all likelihood, she had done it intentionally, obviously. The poor white-haired girl who had fallen to the floor stared helplessly at the broken cups. The tea she had made for her husband was forming a stain in the carpet. Oh my god, no! The maid's behavior toward the mistress of the house was absolutely unacceptable. Nonetheless, it was commonplace, all because of the way Jacob treated her. The more the man of the house acted cruel to her, the less weight her position as his wife held to the servants. Day in and day out, the maids worked bustily, offered little opportunity for leisure. So, they would naturally have accumulated quite a bit of stress. And she became the target for them to let off the steam. Not directly, but through a more subdued kind of harassment from the shadows. She must have felt quite miserable. I imagine she would have been better off as one of the maids. On the surface, and in front of others, they showed respect for her as Jacob's bride, but behind closed doors, they acted very much the opposite. The disparity between the treatment she received around others, the treatment she was supposed to receive at all times, and the way she was actually treated, made the abuse that much worse. I mean, of course. And furthermore, as you have seen through the other doors, Master, she was a very reserved young woman. She could neither raise her voice in reprimand nor raise her hand in retaliation. I have to get this cleaned up. She extended her spindly fingers toward the shards of shattered porcelain. But even the broken cups seemed to have no concern to spare for her. Its shattered edge cut her fingertip when she made to pick it up. That's why you gotta be careful. A trickle of warm red blood ran across her unearthly white skin. As painful a sight as it was, it had a sort of taboo beauty to it. The blood spilling from her fingers showed no signs of slowing down. She clenched her hand into a fist, let out a sigh, and went back to collecting the shards of porcelain. But when she did, Maria! She looks a little evil. I hope she's not, but we'll see. Madam! What's the matter? Madam, you're bleeding. While all the other maids ignored her, one came running over, shouting to the white-haired girl's side. Looks familiar. With the flashing colored hair. Kind of, sort of. Anyway. I'm actually kind of digging the music, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. It's just... It's something to my ears. We need to get that cleaned and bandaged up. Oh, you don't need to pick that up. That's not your job, madam. It's alright, Maria. There's not much to pick up. It is not at all right. And the rest of you, why are you just standing there? Your boss's wife is on her hands and knees, and you're not even lifting a finger to help her? You disgust me. Maria, it's fine, really. Oh, madam. If you weren't so timid, this wouldn't happen. You are allowed to yell at them, you know. It's alright, really. It's my fault. Anyway, we should get that finger taken care of. Let's get you back to your room, okay? But the broken cups and the spill. As I said, that's the maid's work. Now come on, let's go. Okay. And the rest of you, get this mess cleaned up. She roared like the wind in a thunderstorm. Yeah. Now I'm in the mood. Yes. My deep voice is echoing through the home. Okay, what? I have no idea what I was about to say there. I'm glad I stopped. Take a guess what I was about to say. Down in the comments. Motherfucker. God damn it. Oh, shit. The other maids stood there dumbfounded, watching as she and the white-haired girl disappeared down the hall. That's right, you caused that mess, you pick it up. Bitch! Shit. But they were soon frowning and grumbling to one another. She thinks she can act all high and mighty just because the master is fond of her. The woman's name was Maria. She was one of the maids. And she was the one person in the mansion the white-haired girl could think of as an ally. For now. If I can understand how these things work, something tragic is going to happen, right? So I'm guessing it probably involves Maria. Either she's going to turn on the white-haired girl soon or later, or she dies. And she's all alone now. And things get even worse for her, the white-haired girl, as things progress. Yeah. Or there's another option. I don't know what, but there's always a third option. There's always more options. There's not an A or B or a 1 and a 2. Come on now. Anyway, what? Though her husband paid her no mind and the maids made her life miserable, just one person, Maria, treated her with respect and kindness. And I am sure you can readily imagine just how much of a lifesaver that was for her. I too found myself somewhat relieved that Maria was there for her. Being a servant of this house, I was also one of the maids working there at that time. However, I was unable to involve myself to any great degree in her fate. This meant that there was little I could do to assist her, even in times of pain and unpleasantness. The best I could do was pray that Maria would continue to lend the white-haired girl her hand. Ooh, nice room. Alright. Is that actually grayed out, though? In that case, I don't know how I feel about that, but... I mean, it kind of fits her theme, though. All white and grayed out and silver, and... I don't even know what you would call the color of that dress. Kind of like a mixture of silver and a purple hue. Again, I don't know. Anyway. Why am I talking about that? I have no idea. Shut up. Son of a bitch. And that does it. Thank you, Maria. You are always such a big help. Oh, no. No need to thank me. I just did what any good maid should do. No one else in the room, you know. Oh, right. Then I can drop the act. Man, I just can't get used to talking all stuffy. I was out there doing my best, but the head maid's still spouting stuff like, "Your manner of speaking is improper for a servant." Every single time we meet. Yeesh! Come on. Just shove it, would ya? You're a damn creep. Now. You mustn't speak of her like that. Sorry. Slip of the tongue. She just kinda gives me the willies, you know? Speaking of, you dropped the stuffy talk too, madam. Kinda awkward if only one of us is casually acting, you know? Acting casually, whatever. This is normal for me. If I attempted to talk like you, I would freeze up of nervousness. This is my casual. Fair enough. Guess that's what happens when you are raised well. I like it though. Has a very regal feel to it. I don't think my upbringing is the only factor. But you know, upbringing is important. Worth a whole lot more than money, I'd say. I suppose. Thank you, Maria. You are always so compassionate. You betcha. They don't call me the Virgin Mary for nothing. I practically bleed compassion. You know, that might be true. You very well could be the reincarnate of the Mother of God. No. You were supposed to laugh at that. It's just embarrassing if you take it seriously. Alone in the white-haired girl's room, Maria was acting much more friendly and relaxed as they conversed, as opposed to her no-nonsense attitude in the hallway. That's cool. Oh, I didn't even see the lower part of her dress. That's the touch of green too. That's nice, and the roses. Nice. Anyway, quit doing that. I'm sorry. The two women were, as you could see, quite close. They had crossed over the wall separating master from servant and built a bond of friendship. Aww. And at some point, they had begun to speak frankly with one another when no one else was around. Friendship is so beautiful. Anyway, I'm gonna save. Ooh, the winter of our discontent. Alright. Maria was the only person in the mansion around whom the white-haired girl felt comfortable being open. I imagine she very much enjoyed these moments of conversation. You wish to know who the head maid was? My. Are you sure you want to ask me that, master? Some questions are better left unasked. For your own good, of course. I have to say, madam, you have the prettiest fingers. Mine are all rough and dry and nasty. You think so? Mine haven't the slightest bit of muscle. They're about as frail as dead branches. Oh, who needs beefy mitts anyway? I still think healthy-looking hands like yours are far more attractive. What? That's too... What's to like about these things? Women all over the world dream of having hands like yours. Slender, feminine, and perfectly cared for. I don't know, just looking at him lights a fire in my What? Oh my gosh, she's got a creepy thing about fingers. Okay, and she's winking too. That's Alright. I'm not gonna finish that sentence, by the way. I almost did, but nope. It's a dirty, dirty place. Well, not necessarily, but anyways. Makes me want to lick every last... Okay. This has gotten a little bit weird. Makes me want to lick every last one of them. Actually, say, can I lick them? Can I run my tongue up and down all 10 of those sweet little digits? Yeah, my God! Come on, good night. What do you say? Stop that, Maria. Seriously. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Okay, she's already beginning to creep me the fuck out. I don't like her. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, Maria. Ah, right. How did those tea leaves turn out, madam? The ones you imported? All the maids just adore it. They can't just get enough of that aroma. I'd sure like to get a taste of it. If you end up with extra, you think you could spare a sip for me? That was what was in the cups I dropped? What? Really? Well, ain't that a crying shame? And Jacob wouldn't have any of it. Nope. God, why does that man have such a stick up his ass? Good question. He went through all the trouble of making it for him, and he was busy. It's not his fault. Busy? You mean playing billiards, drinking bourbon, and puffing a damn cigar? It may look to us like that, and they're just making small talk, but I'm certain their meeting has some importance to their business. It was imprudent of me to try and step into the men's world. That's just not right. I mean, you're his wife. Why shouldn't you be allowed into that room? It doesn't bother me. You don't have to pretend. Here's an idea. How would you like to have some of that tea now? We also have some orange marmalade, which you like so much. Add a scoop of that and a tray of cookies, and we have a perfect tea time. Oh, great. Tea time! You are singing the siren song, madam. But you really should be doing that with him. He would not have tea. I suspect he does not like it. I don't want it to go to waste, so... Madam, I know it's none of my business, and I have no place at all saying this, but... It's not impossible for a woman to file a divorce these days. Oh, I can see where this is headed already. Great! Oh, boy. You don't have to sit down and take it. Not one bit. You are pretty, well-educated, and still young. There's hope, even if you do leave him. There are plenty of other men out there. You aren't obligated to stick with that arrogant jerk. He's just very busy right now. There you go again! There was a time when he was kind. Eh? He wasn't like this when we first met. Back then, he was a little awkward, but a kind man. Him? A kind man? Yes, believe it or not. There was indeed a time. Say, Maria, would you mind giving me a little bit more of your time? I'll make some tea and we can talk. All right. If you are telling me about when Jacob was decent, I'm all ears. Indeed. Oh, we're getting a flashback to when he was decent. A little suspicious. We'll see, though. As I am sure you are aware, our parents arranged our marriage. Okay. Yeah, I figured. Before I immigrated to this country to be married, I lived in a misty island nation. Portraits of my ancestors hung in the house where I lived. I remember as a child wincing in fear at the sight of them staring down at me. Huh. Okay, I think it's referencing the other house, right? Because I don't think this is the same mansion. It can't be. So that's... That's actually interesting. Okay. My mother and father were constantly telling me to show them respect, as it was their hard work that kept our bloodline alive and well. However, they were fighting an uphill battle to do the same. Oh no, but earlier... Okay, I remember a conversation earlier. Never mind. Shit. That's weird. I don't know. It's a little confusing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting more questions than I am, like, answers. But what am I to do? Take it like a man. I don't wanna. It would have been clear to anyone reasonably perceptive that our house was coming tumbling down. Valuable furniture and painting slowly disappeared, and eventually the portraits were gone too. As our house collapsed, so too did my parents' health deteriorate, robbing us of any source of income. And though I was educated, I lacked the skills necessary to obtain work. Just as we were about to run out of money and options, my parents received Jacob's parents' marriage proposition. I tried saying that all at one time without breathing. Mistake. Shit. Proposition. Both of our families stood to benefit from the arrangement. I had social status, and he had wealth. We each had what the other lacked. One needs more than money to make it in the world. Without at least a reputable, there we go, name attached to you, you are liable to get laughed at out of most social gatherings. I first met Jacob here, in this country. We didn't even know what the other looked like until our wedding day. Sheesh, that's rough. To be quite honest, I was scared to death at first. I was so nervous. What kind of man would he be? Was I to be wed to some middle-aged stranger? We were not marrying because we had fallen in love like a normal couple. I knew I was in no position to be concerned with such things. But when I thought about our future, I shook with fear. But the man I saw through my veil at the wedding was remarkable. He was young, had strong, masculine, eyes, and at the same time, he too appeared nervous. He was shaking as much, even more than me. Seeing that, the priest gave an impish little smirk when he asked Jacob if he vowed his eternal love to me. I counted myself among the happy, and I still do. For in that moment, I experienced true love. You wanted to hear about when he was kind to me. Well, after the wedding, we were given a week to ourselves. Honeymoon phase, yes. I suppose you could call it a honeymoon, though we didn't take a trip overseas or even go very far at all. Ah, okay. Stuck close. That's, I would still consider that a honeymoon. You don't have to fucking go out of state or out of country for a fucking honeymoon. It's whatever you're comfortable with. As long as it's just you two alone, having a time of your lives, just enjoying each other's time, just after marriage. Boom, honeymoon. You know? You looked at me with uncertainty and asked, "Yes? Where would you like to go?" Okay, that's actually a decent thing for a man to ask. Alright. I beg your pardon. That's what this week is for, right? I'll consider granting your request. So tell me where you want to go. This is all so sudden. Nothing? Well, this whole engagement was spur of the moment. Normally, we would have planned a trip in advance. But unfortunately, our purpose is served so long as we act a part. You must be disappointed that you have to plan your honeymoon as it's happening. No, What? Speak clearly. I don't like it when people don't speak their mind. I, I'm sorry. But I'm happy. Even if this is a political marriage. Well, you are quite the positive thinker. Your parents say something to make you think that way? Well, either way, if you are so glad to be in this arrangement, then hurry up and decide on a destination. Though there is a limit to how far we can go. If you want to take a trip, I'll consider it. What? Is something funny? It just seemed comical to me that our honeymoon has begun and we're only now deciding where we want to go. Not in a bad way, though. I'm glad our parents didn't arrange everything for us. Perhaps you've heard, but I am quite sensitive to sunlight and not in the best of health. So it would be rather trying for me to spend a full week out of the house. We couldn't go on a trip, but if it's not too much trouble. Speak up. Could you show me around town? I'm new to this country and unfamiliar with its customs. And I'm rather afraid to go wandering about on my own. Show you around? Yes. Would that be possible? On a rare bit of time off, you ask me to show you around town. Is that really the most exciting idea you have? I'm sorry. If there's somewhere you would like to go, I'm fine with that. I will accompany you anywhere. As if I could drag someone who just professed to being sickly all over the country. My God, I've lost all interest in the trip. Hello? What are you doing? Go get ready, now. I beg your pardon? Didn't you want to see the town? You will show me around. You're the one who asked. Not like I have any other options, so yeah, I'll show you around. Thank you. Don't just stand there. You dullard. Get a move on. One moment. Wait for me, please. Okay. Except for the dullard comment there. Kind. Right, I guess. Still an asshole, but I don't know. He has his ways, I guess. I mean, everyone... I don't know, man. I don't know. He hurriedly climbed into the carriage. He had called for a look of frustrated displeasure on his face. Alright, back to asshole. Got it. And then, as if he had forgotten about me until that moment, he returned, grabbed me by the arm, and led me into the carriage. In retrospect, I realize he was not being very gentlemanly. Yeah, sounds like it. But I was pleased that he was making any attempt to interact with me at all. Yeah, compared to now, right? Yeah. Damn. As the carriage trotted down the streets, I saw so many new things. I had spent most of my time cooped up inside at home, so it was like stepping into an entirely new world. And add to that the rapid industrial advancement currently taking place, I saw men shouting back and forth as they smacked newspaper articles with the backs of their hands. I saw corner cafes crowded with cigar-smoking men on break from work. It was like the hustle and bustle of a festival. But every festival has its underside. I also saw overworked men looking like they were on the verge of collapsing, drinking water from a spigot on the side of the road. By way of contrast, I wore fine clothing and had a carriage at my disposal. I imagine every day was a struggle for them just to remain afloat. Had I not married the man I had, I too might have found myself on the streets in a similar situation. But it was not relief that spread through my breast of the sight of them, it was pangs of guilt. It felt to me like a life of opulence was wrong, sinful even. It broke my heart to know that I was living so much better than them. Jacob snorted disapprovingly at me, seemingly reading my mind, and then said, "The poor man who envies the rich, covets his wealth, and finds the ambition to make the same for himself, and the rich man who pities the poor, thinking it his duty to give them offerings of philanthropy. To me, the latter is the far more nefarious. Excessive charity will ruin a man, make him come to expect handouts. And then there are those with the wrong idea of pity, who let themselves fall down to the same place, mistakenly believing it will somehow make the poor feel better. What a joke. If you are going to do anything for them, you might as well encourage them to climb upward. Spur on economic growth and the flow of capital. Doesn't that sound like the better option?" I say nothing, simply smiling and given an ambiguous nod. He had a point. My sympathy and guilt meant nothing to people actually experiencing hardship. If, feeling guilty of my own fortune, I acted upon that pity in the way he had described, it would accomplish little more than self-satisfaction. He seemed to have seen straight through to my very core. This was a man who had built his own fortune through investment, which I imagine required him to be rather astute. But doesn't a world where everyone is constantly trying to climb higher and higher sound rather exhausting? I personally would prefer to be in a position where I could watch, if only from a distance, as others climbed. But obviously I could not say as much to him. Some time later, the carriage came to a stop in front of a shop. As I looked at the building perplexedly, he gestured to the door with his chin, signaling for me to get out. Lost and confused, I stepped down from the carriage, and before me spread a showcase behind a large glass window. However, lined up in the case were not precious metals or expensive clothing, but machines. At first, I had no idea what kind of devices they were. Have you never had your photo taken before? No. I have had a portrait painted, though. Are these machines for taking photographs? A portrait, huh? Why am I not surprised? I did not mean to boast. Go on, get in. Please, wait for me. The owner came out to greet us with a wide smile as we entered the shop. Well, if this ain't the strangest thing I've seen all day. You bringing a lady, and a real looker at that. Where on earth did you catch this pretty little thing? She's my wife. Well, I beg your pardon. I'll be a monkey's uncle. That's such a weird thing to say. But it was a thing of the past to say that, so I guess it's, whatever. Just goes to show you never know where the cards may fall. You make it sound like my getting married is some kind of miracle. I always saw you as one to choose money over love, sir. Pardon me, this isn't appropriate to say in front of your wife. Do you often come to this shop? On occasion. I need some things here from time to time. I see. There you go, smirking again. What's so funny? We're going to have our photo taken, yes? I'm so nervous and excited. I've never had one before. And to have it taken side by side with you. What are you talking about? Pardon? Who said we were getting our pictures taken? Oh, shit, man. The first instance of this shit? Damn, rough. Jacob, you're an asshole, sir. The first disappointment. Alright. Cool. And side by side, please. You're sending shivers down my spine. Yikes. Okay. Unnecessary comment. Yeah, he's a gentleman, alright. Okay, I don't think it's necessary for this flashback anymore, please. Yeah, he wasn't kind at all. Not one sliver, okay? Cut! I'm the fucking director. Cut! Okay. Oh, shit. But this is a photography shop. Hey, shopkeep. The product I contacted you about, is it ready? Oh, yep. Sit tight, I'll be right out. I don't even want to do voices anymore. This is... I've given up on this whole fucking... You, take a seat. There's a chair over there. Oh, you're allowing her to sit. Oh, well, there you go, guys. He is kind. Jesus fucking Christ. What? I'm going to show you something much more exciting than sitting still and waiting in front of a camera lens. Oh? Just do as I say. Okay. I sat down in front of a large mirror, which I presume was normally used to check your appearance before having your picture taken. Sitting before a mirror with someone else present was quite nerve-wracking. Out of embarrassment, I dropped my gaze to my knees. But when Jacob returned, I was entranced by the curious object in his hands. Are we about to see it? Oh. Wait, what is that? What is this? Do you know what persistence of vision is? The human eye does not perceive the world 100% accurately. This is especially true for objects in motion. It remembers images for a short time, so if you put a new image in the same place, your eye perceives it as in motion. Seeing for yourself will be a faster way than explaining it. You see the slits in the disc there? Look through the bottom one and into the mirror. Okay. Good, just like that. Bring your head in close. Here goes. Standing behind me, he slid his finger across the top of the peculiar toy, causing it to spin gracefully. And then... Please tell me it actually moves. I want to see it. Oh my god. Okay, I see it now. Okay. He's rough. Okay. I take back a few things I said. Okay, well, kind of. I mean, the then and now is different still, right? But, okay, back then, he was very rough around the edges, right? Okay. I don't know. Do I still think he's an asshole? Majorly, yes. Is he trying to do good here? Still... 60-40. Not 50-50, yes, no. But, like I said, rough around the edges. But more than that, like very rough. Like Spike's rough. Like, Not a smooth dude. This is no, I can't say it. Oh shit. YouTube, I'm sorry. So what do you see? They're dancing. A man and woman are dancing. Sounds like you're not having any trouble seeing it. Are they dancing well? Yes. Yes, they are. It's the most adorable thing. What? Adorable? That's funny. I asked to have it modeled after a ballroom dance. Yes, that's a... And you're saying a ballroom dance is not adorable. Okay, well, yeah, you see rough around the edges. Okay. Alright. Yes, it's a very elegant dance. But you see, they're small, like little dwarves, which I thought was kind of cute. And they seem so close, going around and around without ever letting go of each other's hands. This is incredible. Why does it look like they're dancing? They were all lined up in a row a few moments ago. Goodness, I just explained it to you. It's playing a trick on your eyes. What you're seeing is lots of different pictures in a short period of time. To put it in words you might understand better, it's an illusion. Your eyes are being fooled into thinking the image is moving. An illusion? But they're dancing. They really are. And they look like they're having a wonderful time. Are you sure it's an illusion and not something else? To me, it does not seem to be. I cannot see it as anything but two tiny people dancing. That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to. Ah, you're right. That's a shame. I didn't think you would, actually. You're an asshole. But it's the most precious thing. They look as though they're dancing atop my palm. I was mesmerized by the strange phenomenon. Pictures were moving after all. Still images had begun dancing before me. It was almost as if God had breathed life into them. He had called it an illusion, but I could not grasp that. It was such an adorable, heartwarming sight. I imagined the two were off living in some other world, separate from our own. They looked so happy. I was almost certain that they were off dancing in their joyous world, free from all the sorrow and loneliness and pain of this one. Eventually, the speed at which they danced began to slow, as if they were resting their legs. I almost thought I could hear the sound of their feet with each step. I'm not gonna lie, this picture is adorable. Ah, they stopped. They could dance forever. They don't get tired. I see. I'm amazed such an incredible device exists in this world. It makes me wish I had gone outside sooner. I'm sure someone from as distinguished a house as yours has seen plenty of amazing things with your family. Hardly. I rarely ever left the house. I'm ignorant about the ways of the world. If you had not told me, I would have probably never known about moving pictures, the illusion of moving pictures. Do you like it? Yes, of course. More than the portrait you had painted? Yes, I do. The painting was wonderful too, but you can't seem to make up your mind. Go on, tell me, which do you like better, the portrait or this? I like this better. I see. You look somewhat pleased. Though when it comes down to it, this is simply a trick only a child would fall for. Then I suppose that makes me a child. If it means I get to watch something as splendid as two tiny people dancing, I'll happily fall for the trick. Quit describing it as two tiny people dancing. You're going to lose your head that far up in the clouds. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not know how else to describe it, though. Alright, I had to actually look up how to fucking say this word, because I don't know how to fucking say that. It's a toy called a phenakistoscope. Don't ask me, ask the thing. I'm just mimicking how they said it, okay? Leave me alone! Google phenakistoscope. How many times are you gonna make me say it, man? Son of a bitch. Phenakistoscope. Wheel. Close enough. Shut up. It was invented around 30 years ago. Oh, fucking goddamn it. I had the shopkeep make one modeled after the original design. So, the shop owner drew this? He did? A lot better than you'd expect, isn't he? Yes, indeed. I'm surprised he could draw something so cute. Say that to his face and he'll go red as a beet. What I'd give to get a load of that. You should tell him the next time you see him. He's a sweet man. Despite how he looks, you mean. It's not right to judge people based on their appearance. I'm just kidding. Don't take it too seriously. The shopkeep here loves new technology. Oh my god, how many times are you gonna make me say, you know what? No. Wheel. That's wheel. There you go. Or scope. I'll just say scope for now, or scope wheel. Whatever. I don't fucking care. I'm just not saying it again. You can't make me. That scope wheel is one such invention that caught his eye. He can trick the eye into thinking drawings are moving. Using a sequence of photos, you can perhaps make it seem as though real people are moving too. And if it becomes possible to show those images to many people at once, these developments could broaden the options artists have to express themselves. Like movies? Yeah! Not drawings, but photographs? Yes, photos. By taking hundreds or perhaps thousands of photographs, it would be possible to reproduce the world as we see it. This room, people walking down the streets. There's no point in recording boring everyday life, though. If you are gonna leave a record of anything behind, it should be the projects and enterprises that move nations. Say, for example, a moving record of the opening ceremony of the railroad. I keep wanting to say railway. I have no idea why. That would be something worth watching. And then in time it would expand beyond a mere record-keeping technology and find its way into the hands of artists. Basically describing how it actually went down. Is such a thing possible? You must remain still for a long time just to take a single photograph. Right now it isn't, but eventually it will be. And I'm not simply fantasizing here. Is that so? It sounds so very futuristic. Do you... What? Do you want to support people who work on that sort of thing? Is that why you are friends with the owner? It has nothing to do with my wants. I merely think there's money in it. The rich starve for entertainment, and artists create that entertainment. I have no interest in their pretentious self-expression. I just want their money. What? What's so funny? You look like you're enjoying yourself. Honestly, it's just about the money. As you say. Alright, let's get moving. Next is dinner. What? We're leaving already? Does that displease you? No, not at all. To tell you the truth, I wanted to spend a little more time playing with the Sinikle wheel. That's a better word of saying it, okay. Why couldn't you just... You know what, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Son of a bitch. But I could not bring myself to say as much. Reluctantly, I approached the owner to return the wheel. Don't bother. Bring it with you. What? But if you don't want it, that's fine too. Just make your decision quickly. You are making the driver wait. Having said that, Jacob exited the shop. I alternated between looking at his back and the Sinikle wheel, debating what I wanted to do. And then, with a smile, the owner whispered to me, "You're allowed to keep it, really. Your husband out there had it made as a gift for you." For me? A little while back, he came to my shop asking if I could make a, God damn them. No, I'm not doing it. Sinikle wheel. Son of a bitch. Now that about knocked me out of my chair. He's a man who almost never asks for favors. He's pretty damn... How do you say this again? Busque? Probably no. I butchered the fuck out of that. And he's got a tongue sharp enough to cut steel, but he's not wicked to his core, I swear it. So please, ma'am, be a pillar of support for him. So something changed in him then. Because he wasn't this bad a while ago from what in the present, right? So something changed. I wonder what that was. In that moment, the Sinikle wheel became a precious treasure to me. We had only just married days earlier, and yet he had commissioned it for me without even knowing what I looked like. I was filled with a warm, pleasant elation. I agreed with the owner. Jacob was not a bad man. He merely had difficulty expressing himself. Hurrying back to the carriage, I gave him my deepest thanks. He glanced over at me for a moment, then turned back toward the window and muttered, "Yeah." From there, we went to a restaurant for dinner. You call this a pizza? The crust is an atrocity! It's like I'm chewing on rubber! How can you wave my country's flag and not serve spaghetti? Do you have any shame at all? This wine is pitifully unbalanced. Far too high levels of acidity. Listen to me carefully. The house wine is the face of a restaurant. He complained about every little thing. It was a complete disaster. But curiously enough, I was not at all put off by his behavior. In the sunset, the carriage made its way to a nearby hill. The cool nighttime breeze felt wonderful on my skin, flushed from the alcohol, and the light from the gas lamps had a comforting warmth to it. Though Jacob had complained about the quality of the wine, once he had intoxicated himself, his mood improved visibly. It made him unexpectedly talkative. Look at the city. A gloomy town that shuts down at night isn't suited to expansion or growth, but this city isn't like that. You can see people walking beneath the lamps, and you can hear the bustle of them walking and talking. This is a city that still has plenty of room to grow. As they ride the rising wave of the economy, many, many people will gather here. More people means more money and circulation. More money and circulation means the city grows, companies are founded, and more goods are bought and sold. Will it really change so drastically? It can be difficult to see what's happening from the inside. The majority of people who just go about their daily lives, and the next thing they know, things are different. No. I'd wager most don't notice the changes at all. Only those with eyes sharp enough to realize what's happening can seize success. I cannot afford to overlook even the most minute change. Do you have a dream of some kind? A dream? I'm not sure if it's easy enough to attain to call a dream. Others might call it greed or perhaps ambition. Don't laugh now. My intention is to make the world mine. The world? Yes, the world. And to do that, you need neither physical strength nor kindness, but money and influence. People have no choice but to kneel before those forces. Why are you so intent on obtaining power? Because I want to change my country, I imagine. Your country? You are aware that I, like you, am an immigrant, right? I immigrated from an island in the Mediterranean, though not the same island as you. My country is a peculiar place, where condor and violence go hand in hand. As a whole, the country is on the poor side, and if nobody does anything about that, I am one of but few of my fellow countrymen who has set his sights on the New World. They are falling far behind other nations. If I find success here, perhaps that will catch their attention. But if it doesn't, then my country is doomed to collapse. You have much love for your homeland. My feelings are a little more complicated than mere love. But that's nothing you need to concern yourself with. Well, I'll have to remember not to get myself drunk around a woman again. Forget everything I just said. It's about time we head back to the house. Alright, but, what is it? Is it alright if I provide you encouragement as you try to attain your dream? I know my presence is more likely to be a hindrance, but I would like to be there to watch as you trek forward. I suppose. Do as you wish. Thank you. You have my support then. Darling? Sent a shiver down my spine, though not an unpleasant one. I am glad to have you as my partner. Okay. Kind of weird, but decent, I guess? I was, without a doubt, happy then. His smile, the things he said, the Finicus wheel he gave me, they were all undeniably real. And those memories give me the will to wait. The day things to go back to the way they were. They allow me to believe. Okay. Ah! Why? That was weird. Oh! This is something that actually happened to another maid. Oh boy. Well, that juicy stuff is going to have to wait until next time, because we're ending it here. Ghost story. Perfect. Well, the only thing I can actually say about this chapter, I guess, I don't know how to feel about him. Like, he's an asshole. In the present, he's an asshole, like, majorly. Don't get me wrong. But in that flashback, he was actually somehow a little decent. Rough around the edges, like I liked to point out. Multiple times that I did. But, yeah, compared to that, to now, something fucking happened. Like, holy shit, something really happened, and he got nasty. Yeah, see you all next time. Hopefully, you all stick around. See you then. Bye.